Hi, guys. Welcome to the first day of Be Your Own Guru Manifesting Summit. And the reason that I was interested in having this summit is I really had a desire to have people sharing about manifesting on an ongoing basis for an extended amount of time. For instance, if it was the middle of the night and you suddenly had an urge that you wanted to feel um, uplifted or encouraged, and you could log on during this week and hear someone encouraging you and telling you that you're able to make this better because you have that ability. And so that was kind of the thinking behind me starting this entire thing. I'll go over a couple of instructions again. So we're going to have links from the speakers, and they'll be under the days, and you'll be able to click the little orange highlighted section to come right to their YouTube. Some people may end up using a Facebook Live link or a Zoom link, but we'll make a note of that on the page. So just so that these are people from all over the world. There's some people from India and the UK, and there are a few people speaking Spanish. So we want to also invite people to still be involved. There's plenty of room left for anyone who would want to share their manifesting stories or their coaching services or just how they create their life, whether they call it manifesting or not. Okay, so originally I had planned to talk about who we are. And then it turns out I have a perfectly good explanation already on my account. And it's kind of funny and upbeat. And so I want to try to avoid what I said in the original video, and I put that link in the box. I assume you may be able to see it now. Hey Hillary, thanks for coming. You may be able to see it now, or you may have to wait till I'm done. I'm not really sure because it's been a while since I actually went to a live. But that's going to be there for you. And also, there is a PDF file that I found from Neville where he talked about the I am that is very intense and very good. So that's also going to be on there. So instead, I thought I would kind of go on the fly for the next 20 minutes and talk about something similar. For instance, when you hear about things that are new, do you immediately want to join in? Or do you consider why? Why do I want to learn this thing? Who are these people? Are they good? Are they bad? Or, what are they teaching me? I don't think I'm the only person that kind of wonders. But, I didn't really wonder when it came to manifesting. I was curious, but I don't think I took that step back to see how we would be able to do this as much as why we would be able to do this. Like, who are we to create, what we want, because that's not the overall way of thinking for Americans. We do what we're told and shut up about it. So I had some time to think about these things in advance, and I believe that's part of the reason that it was a little easier for me. But I did ask questions originally when it came to law of attraction. I wasn't that excited about what I considered to be channeling. That was really what I kind of strayed away at first because of that. But what happened is I ended up manifesting something. And then I was like, hey, I want to do that again. I'm going to go back and see what that lady's talking about. So that's what happened as far as how I went from, I don't want to listen to that because it seems like it would be kind of weird, to just going ahead and listening to her all day, a lot. But as far as humanity's origins, there are a lot of ways to look at it. I spent a lot of time on YouTube watching videos about the origins of humanity. And so when I ran into Neville Goddard, he put in the final piece for me, which was to show me that I was the creator, the I am. And so I believe because of my previous research, it was easier for me to grab a hold of that and see exactly what he meant. It was like the missing piece of everything that I had learned over, honestly, about 15 years, guys. From the time that I thought I was a sensitive to the time that I found out about being the I am was 12, 13 years. And I'm measuring this based on the show Supernatural because I was never into those kind of shows. And when I started watching it, that is when I started diving into the paranormal. And so you never know what's going to take you in that direction to do research. And that's what happened for me. And so I started exploring the history of mankind. And there are a lot of different versions, guys. You would not believe. There's the special version that we're taught as children, and then it kind of goes from there. I've heard about the Anunnaki. I've heard about the Orions and aliens and everything in between. Recently, there's a guy that I know, Wes Penra, and he's actually got his version or interpretation of the Nag Hammadi Gnostics. And as I was reading over those, it kind of tickled my little mind. I had like a little resonating going on with what he was sharing. And I'm going to give you just a brief version of what I got out of this, okay? Of all the things that they shared about this, what I got out of it, again, this is what I received out of it, was that Pistis Sophia had a non-thought, a neutral thought that created a being who ended up being, I'm going to just say, evil. He thought he was alone in the universe, and he was just very naughty. And from his behavior, we ended up being created. Obviously, there's like eons and eons in between all these things that happen. But it's just very interesting that I really grabbed a hold of the fact that she had a non-thought. And so it brought me back to how we manifest. And I don't really want to go into the manifesting part, but it's just so funny because, if it started out that way, then it just makes sense. As far as other versions of origins, again, this is my thoughts on this. We live in a mental realm, and there is a lot going on at all times around us. I've seen some things. I'm going to save that for later on. But just the idea that even this conversation is cycling through dimensions. Like every word that I say is creating like a different path. Like the next word will take me in this direction, or the same word could take me in this direction. It's the neural pathways that we form in our mind. All of that is related to your thoughts. And so the realm that we are, I almost want to say that we're using, is the mental realm. And there is information that talks about, how, the vibrations and the electricity that's in our bodies and all of that. But as far as, the origin of us, I really, really encourage people to do research on that. And you decide what is true, because we're always deciding, because our belief is going to color everything that we do. Okay. And so my belief that we live in the mental realm, I'm very focused on the mental realm, and manifesting is done from that realm all the time. And I'm sorry, there was a quote I had wanted to look at. Hold on one second. See if I can get it up. Because half the quote went along with what I'm saying, but the other half went along with what another topic. And so I thought I might not use it, but I'm thinking if I can find it really quick, it might be worth sharing it. I think here it is. It's from Neville's talk in 1968. This is really kind of interesting. I'm just going to read the first half, because it says, those who travel from eternity pass outward to these bodies of flesh and blood. And this is actually about our origins. We, as spirits, come from eternity. And it's a direct correlation with how manifesting works, because manifesting comes from the unseen realm, and you have your little thoughts and everything that you do. I'm not going to go into that, but it's pushed out into the embodiment. And so us as beings, we came from the unseen and were delivered, literally delivered, into the physical realm. And when we leave, we go back into eternity. And so it's all very interesting. And I believe the reason a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot of people, because I'm only in contact with the people who are in my awareness. Everyone is aware of different ways of thinking. Okay. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. Okay. So it just seems like to me, I had a lot of time on my hands, almost 20 years at home on the internet, watching YouTube, making websites. And so I had the opportunity to explore what is happening, in my mind. I had that opportunity. And so when we see people who don't quite understand, or they don't really get it, I believe it's really it's the programming of, we have to go and do and see and touch. And so there's less time to be in your mind, to meditate, to consider, where in the world did humans come from? Whereas others of us, we get started on the track and we just go and go and go. And we're just like eating up this knowledge like popcorn, as soon as we can, every day, all the time, But it's okay, because we get to share. People are open. Even, it's funny. I've had conversations with people that were just like regular conversations, and suddenly we were talking about manifesting. So you never know who or what conversation you'll end up in that will lead to you being able to share with someone who maybe just really isn't into it right now, because they really just don't have time to bother with it. They're just trying to survive. And so I think that's just kind of the difference in, people's way of thinking. So in order for you guys to watch the video that I shared on the I Am, it's very upbeat and it's really short. I think it's only like 5 minutes. I'm actually going to end this one right now to give you time to check that out. And also the PDF, if you want to, I'm sure you could go to the link to read it. Like I said, it's a 1968 Neville Goddard sermon. I don't want to say sermon. He was a mystic. It wasn't a sermon. It was a talk, and it's very good. It's 10 pages, but it reads really fast, because that's, if you like Neville, then you'll really enjoy it. So I'm going to let you guys go for now. Check out my video. Thanks for coming, Hillary. And I will see you tomorrow night at the same time. And I'll be talking about law of assumption, how how I look at it, give you some fun examples of the things that have happened. And until then, have a great evening.